Hello, everybody. My name is Jacqueline. And so I have just gotten my MacBook Air back from Apple a little while ago. And so basically, I am resetting up my work environment. And while I'm at it, I thought to myself that maybe this process should be documented for my, like down the road when I look back, I need something, or just for people who are brand new to the world of Python programming, data science, machine learning, or who are just curious and just need to set up work environment on their Mac. So I have to point out today's tutorial is on Mac. And so let's dive in. And so this is our day one. And this, again, this is for someone who might not even had any kind of prior experience. So let's try to go back to our day one of ever touching this thing. So we'll go to use something called terminal. And so it is a place where you can programmatically or looking like a cool kid, nerd, kind of like however you want to call it. It's basically some place where you can type in a lot of commands and do things instead of using like clicking on this button and or go to web page and download everything kind of. This is your place to go. And we'll get to that in a little bit, how to get to something called terminal. And then the second piece will be something called Homebrew. So Homebrew is a package manager for Mac OS. We'll use this to install and manage many other softwares that we need. And as we move along today's mini tutorial, we'll see how it works. It would remind, it's something very helpful is it will remind you if you already have a package or you're not at the most current version of the software. And then moving on, Anaconda. So Anaconda is a conditional free and open source distribution of the Python and R programming languages for various type of computing and different kind of purpose. And so as you can see, there are a lot of different packages. It covers data science, machine learning application, large scale data processing, predictive analytics, and etc. And after we download this package, we'll have a bunch of these useful software all together instead of having to go to different websites, download individual ones. Essentially, I want to think it as a goodie bag. And we'll um, land at this GitHub thing at the very end of tutorial. So GitHub is a place where you can back up your code, and one cool thing about it is something called version control. So if you're new to this world, it can be not very intuitive in a way, but essentially, if you mess up something, you want to go back in time, you will totally regret if you didn't have something similar to GitHub. So I said something similar to GitHub means there's something else similar, for example, GitLab. But yeah, let's try out GitHub first. But another cool part about having GitHub is it's basically something like social network, like Instagram, Facebook. But instead of chatting, that kind of social network, where you can show off or simply share your work in terms of programming languages or some kind of apps development, something like that, where you can share your work, of course, and see what someone else are up to or be inspired by someone else's work, for etc. And I do want to point out for the GitHub portion, I plan to show you where to get your fish instead of repeating a lot of fantastic resource that's already available on your website, which is kind of like part of the fun to like sneak through information and get the things that's helpful for you. But without further ado, let's dive in. And so, as I promised, we can begin this whole journey with getting to terminal. For example, like you just go up to here, which is essentially where your finder is, and type in terminal, and then it would pop up. And so, as I promised, that homebrew would be the first thing on our list. And so if you Google homebrew like this, it would get you to this home page. And let's do this like a cool kid would. Or I mean, we can just like do this, copy paste, and then Command V, or just, yeah, right click, that works too. And Command V is just the shortcut, but yeah, you do that. And since I already did this particular step, so I'm not gonna actually go install, or we can try it out. And it would ask for your password. It will not show your password, so if someone else is around you, it's fine. But yeah, it would basically run for a little bit, but well, I guess it wouldn't hurt for me to re-download it. Or it would take a while, so let me cancel it out real quick. Yeah, I did Control C, which basically jump out. But if you copy this link, it would help you download and install Homebrew. And so, as I already mentioned, what it is about. In the end, for Anaconda, what you will have to do is then we can begin using our brew, the manager. So we call our homebrew by typing in brew and then space. I would be sharing this with you at the description box below, so if you didn't get it, that's fine. And then we'll show one function of brew. Here we go. Since I already have it, it would keep itself updated. And I believe in a little bit it would tell me I already have Anaconda. But I don't encourage you be doing this all the time. But yeah, so since I already have it, it tells me if I really want to do it through install. And so basically it also lists out what the items are in this install. But yeah, that's how you use brew. And also there we have it. If you do type in what I just typed, you should have your Anaconda and a bunch of the goodies downloaded. And so the next thing is one way to check if you actually downloaded everything right. One thing that you can do is check the Python version. So your MacBook typically comes with Python 2.7. And so if you check your Python and you see the version being updated to, I want to say, we're probably at 3.9 nowadays. Yes. And so if you check your Python version and it's already updated, then chances are you have successfully downloaded your Anaconda. And but before you ask me how to check that, let's do one thing. So this is some mistake I've made before, so I definitely want to point out. After you downloaded Anaconda, you want to shut down and reboot your terminal. Remember how we did that? Go to your little kind of like magnifying glass part and do this terminal and reboot it. And because I have some work running, so I didn't actually reboot it. But you definitely want to get to this step, otherwise you wouldn't see the update. And then now you do something like this, Python dash dash version. Then it would tell me right now I am at Python 3.8.5. So that's good. And so there we have it, 2 items done, one more to go. Remember GitHub. But I also remember telling you guys that it's better to show you how to get the fish instead of walking through, because GitHub's got a lot of good documentations. So let's also take this opportunity to get used to reading what's already out there because they're fantastic. So GitHub, they have a lot of documents, and then if you go and sign up a account with them, which is like all the accounts set up process, like all the other kinds of like Facebook kind of applications that you have plenty of experience with, but Google GitHub and then sign up for an account. And then you can come here, Google this this generating a new SSH key and adding it to the SSH agent. I will also be sharing this link with you in the box below, but this is something you want to search and follow their tutorial. And remember terminal that we talked, this is the third time I talked about it. I hope I don't bug you, but yeah, go to terminal and open up this and follow their tutorials. And let me know if you still have a problem and if I need to maybe walk you through, do another tutorials, let me know. But before we turn off this YouTube video, I do also want to share with the people who are new to this world that there are some other resources that I really, really use a lot and I enjoy using. Is one called Stack Overflow. This is where a lot of people post their questions and their answers over here. If you have any kind of coding, data science, even statistics, a lot of questions you can find answer, or even just start your own question thread here. And Python also has their very awesome document that basically you go documentations, and yeah, they even have beginner's guide. But yeah, this is where you can find a lot of good resource for you to add your knowledge base. Or if you just have any kind of questions while you're learning Python, this is very rich. This place is good to check out. And also w3schools.com is also another place that I found myself. See, there's a little print hello world, and you can even try it out. That's something I really like. You can see demo, and you can also change it up and run it. Cool as that. So yeah, this is my day one micro evolution. I hope this could be helpful for some people out there, and we'll see you back. Something that I forgot to mention during the video is the reason why we are setting up this generating a new SSH key and adding it to the SSH agent portion of the GitHub setup is because so SSH key is an access credential in SSH protocol. So this all sounds very complicated, but basically what it's by setting this up is its function is similar to that of like username and password. But the keys are primarily used for basically automating the process. So connecting your local, your own computer to the GitHub database, and for implementing a single sign-on by doing this. But now that I'm thinking about this process, I think I will be doing another tutorial in the setting up process because in a way, like as a person who already walked that journey, sometimes we tend to forget how at the beginning how confused we are, and yeah, and like forgetting a lot of details. So I will be doing another tutorial about the GitHub portion. I apologize, but yeah, essentially from creating an account to having GitHub set up is a big jump. So um, tune in. We'll have another tutorial coming up soon. All right, thank you.